Hello, my name is Brian Conley, and I am the Executive Director of Bal Swan Children Center, and we are the proud partner of the Pyramid Plus Center, and just so happen to be one of the demonstration sites here in Colorado.
Welcome to the Pyramid Plus free webinar series. I'm Brian, and I'll be your guide in learning how we can better ready our organizational families for change in using the Pyramid Plus model. Better yet, we will learn how to gather organizational information, analyze it, and use it to strengthen your already successful organizations. Let's begin with the summary of the 5 live seminars. The Pyramid Plus focuses on the Pyramid Plus model. There are 4 levels of practices that aid your organizations in reducing challenging behaviors while including children with many different abilities. This webinar series does not focus on those practices. This series focuses on the backside of the Pyramid Plus model, this little behind piece. Our focus and learning will be around the systems and policies that promote and sustain the use of evidence-based practices. What's cool about this series is that the Pyramid Plus is going to be used as the context, but what we learn can be used for any evidence-based practice or really change initiative for that matter. The Pyramid Plus Center has designed these systems and policies that in prior environments have aided the success in using the Pyramid Plus practices in reducing challenging behaviors and including children with special needs. However, our problem is that staff can accept these systems and policies suggested by the Pyramid Plus Center or just as easily reject these systems and policies. We are going to learn how to understand why these systems and policies could be rejected and what to do if they are. Okay, so the next piece we're going to look at is we're going to look at the individual in your organization. This individual, in best case scenario, is excited to use the Pyramid Plus model and loves doing new things at work. Pretty much what we want to have happen is we want this person to feel successful at our organization because they use the Pyramid Plus practices to fidelity. Well, the reality of that situation is you might have a couple people in your organization that feel that way, but you're unlikely going to have the entire organization feel that way. In that case, what we have is each individual has their own level of skill, specifically skills needed by the organization to meet the organization's purpose and mission. As leaders, we coach, we mentor, we evaluate, we support, and then times we even terminate. And we operate at this level of the organization well. It's basic leadership, it's basic management, and as leaders we wouldn't be in the places that we're at if we weren't able to be successful at those things. We will not be discussing those types of practices in this webinar. We will be talking about the collective practices of the entire organization, of all of the wonderful staff that you have at your organizations that have created the success that you have today. Where the problem occurs and where the need for organizational development surfaces is when each staff member has a different understanding on what makes them successful in your organization. And in some cases, those different understandings can be counterproductive to your organization's success, specifically in implementing a change initiative, because change could be different than what has made them successful in the past. Ultimately, what happens is your group forms this collective idea of what it means to be a member of your organization. And this is what's called culture. We will be learning about culture in this webinar and understanding how it affects your organization. These ideas, these cultural ideas, make or break your implementation of the Pyramid Plus model and, for that matter, any other successful change initiative. Now for some real-life examples of culture's effect on implementation. The following is a reenactment of real-life interviews of people that have implemented the Pyramid Plus model and other interventions. The names and faces have been changed to protect the innocent.
I was voluntold to do this. I don't think this is what we should be doing with the children. I don't have time to go on this. I should be able to teach my way. I already know this. I just went through college, Dad. I feel like everything I was doing before is wrong. I don't know if my school even cares about this. My supervisor says that we don't have to do this. This is child abuse. I should be able to teach my way. I don't like practicing my skills in front of other people. I'm afraid if I get teapot results, that they'll be used against me. Let's start at Tier 3. We already know this Tier 1 and 2 stuff.
Okay, yes, those were my children. However, all those are comments that have been said by true people implementing the pyramid model and other evidence-based practices right here in Colorado. If you're interested in reading those, because you might not have understood what my children said in some of those, here they are. Please pause and enjoy. Okay, let's pretend this iceberg is your organization, and these people in this boat are your organizational staff. All of those statements made light by my children are important symptoms of deeper issues within our organizations. I call them organization pains or org pains. Lucky us, pains alert us that something is wrong. This misalignment with a new practice is a misalignment with our organization's culture and our organization's climate. Only this time it's not a doctor we need, but someone that understands organization development. Herein lies the guts of our learning over the next 5 live seminars. Our training will center around 5 concepts in organization development. First, organizational culture, then organizational climate, then policies, procedures, and practices, what I call TRIP Ps, then appreciative inquiry, which is for organization change and action planning, and then finally, an understanding of the stages of intentional change. Together, we will learn how to analyze and articulate our organization's culture and how we use climate to aid us in executing our strategy. Those strategies are actually policies, procedures, and practices. Using all that information, we will create an action plan to ensure that our organization's culture and our organization's climate and the policies, procedures, and practices that we are going to use to execute the Pyramid Plus model are all in alignment and work together. If there are ones that aren't, we will use appreciative inquiry to decide how we're going to fix them and then create an action plan to change those. Finally, with that action plan, we will learn about how change actually occurs in an organization and what to expect when you are actually trying to make those changes. That, in a nutshell, is what we'll do over the next 5 months. Whew! Okay, guys, feel free to rewind that, listen to it again, or call me and have me explain it, but whichever way works, those are the 5 concepts that we're going to be learning over the next 5 live seminars. This is the go-to picture of our webinar. Our organizations are like icebergs. We all know the iceberg analogy. 90% of the berg is below the water. Well, below the water, in our organization's analogy, our culture success has created assumptions about model behavior that for the most part are hidden and more than likely taken for granted. This is the heart of the organization. And this heart will accept or reject any and all things new. It's kind of a gatekeeper of sorts. Our quest is to understand these assumptions and intentionally use them to our advantage in the implementation of the Pyramid Plus policies, practices, and procedures. And for that matter, any other initiative that we're trying to execute within our organization. The magic is that we want everyone to know that these beliefs are important to our organization so we can use them to create successful implementation of these TRIP Ps. Our training will do just that. Next in our iceberg analogy, it's the top of the iceberg. This is where the employees derive their perception of the climate of the organization. They see it as a happy place. They see it as a sad place. They see it as a place full of rainbows. They see it as a place that could be death and a place that they need to run from. Or they could see it for fires and all the things that they have to put out. In essence, the organization's climate is how the staff see the policies and the procedures and the practices and how they react to them in a positive or in a negative way. Those practices, policies, and procedures should be supported and driven by your culture. If they're not, there's going to be a misalignment and the employees are going to see these policies, practices, and procedures as aliens, viruses, whatever you want to call them, and they're trying to reject them as quickly as possible. Time for a joke? 90% of the iceberg's underwater? Bonk. So if you are unaware of these assumptions, if you're unaware of your specific beliefs when it comes to your underlying culture, and then using that cultural belief to create positive climates, it is going to be very difficult for you not to maneuver around those when implementing the Pyramid Plus practices, policies, and procedures.
I already know this.
Yes, River, I know. It's time to summarize the summary. Our organizational iceberg is composed of our culture below the water. Above the water is our climate as perceived by our staff. They interpret our policies, practices, and procedures in positive or negative ways. In our analogy, the iceberg itself are our trapeze. When you implement the Pyramid Plus model at your school, it is essentially a bunch of new policies, procedures, and practices. Will your organization reject or accept them? Together, we will learn how to intentionally support our organization in accepting these policies, practices, and procedures, or how to at least modify them to achieve the same intent using your organization's positive culture and climate characteristics. Join me on the following dates and times, and we will learn this together. Thank you very much. Bye.